What's the deal with using equalizers in high-end audio? All right, this much contested question comes from Jeff in Loveland, Colorado, just around the corner from us. Hey, Paul, I know it's frowned upon to use EQs these days. You see in the audio magazines and blogs that it's taboo, and if you use if you use an EQ. You probably need to upgrade your equipment rather than using EQ. The problem for most of us is that we can't afford the equipment we read about, and a lot of us have some pretty awful rooms to put our gear in. That being said, what's your take on the equalizer subject? Well, that's a good one. Before we get going, I'm in our CFO, our Chief Financial Officer, Keenan Hage's office, and Keenan's a good friend. And I know some of you have seen this before, but look at this map. I don't know how well you can see it. This map, and then there's one you can't see, that's the world. Keenan has run marathons in every state in the union, in most countries, in every continent on the planet, including Antarctica. I mean, the man is just amazing, and he's 50-something years old. He's just now finishing up his second round of 50, where he does one in every single state within a year. He wanted to make sure that by the time he had reached 50, he would 50 by 50, and he did that, and now he's doing it again. So I'm just ever so proud of Keenan. I mean, what an amazing individual. And if any of you are into the sport of running or marathoning, you should email him. It's Keenan, Keenan, at psaudio.com. He also has a blog, a website. I think it's mycoloradolife.com or .net or something. But yeah, email him. Keenan, Keenan, at psaudio.com. And just give him a congratulations, because by the time you see this video, he will have completed his second round of 50. I mean, I'm just stunned. Anyway, good going, Keenan. EQs. Well, yes, in general, if you have to use an EQ for your system, I think you're barking up the wrong tree. I don't think you should use EQ for your system. Now, Jeff says, look, a lot of us can't afford the fancy schmancy stuff that we hear about in audio. And I understand that. I truly understand it. It's one of the reasons why we have our Stellar series, why we make a $600 Sprout, because, we know not everybody can afford fancy schmancy high-priced stuff. And we want people to enjoy high-quality music. That said, there's no question in my mind that for $1,000, $1,500, you can put together a pretty sweet system that does not use EQ. And maybe that's a lot of money for people. I don't know. I think, though, in general, EQ has a very valuable place, and it's one that we as a company would like to explore. One of the things that we're doing, and we haven't done it yet, but we're working on it, we're building a new transport. And in the new transport, I'd like to offer the ability to EQ tracks or albums, but specifically tracks. We all have that favorite track or that piece of music that is just killer music, but sounds like crap. It's aggressive on the top end. It doesn't have any bass. It just, But damn it, the music is so good. Now, why shouldn't you be able to equalize that track or that album and take down the highs a little bit, boost up the bass a little bit? If the mid-range is kind of shouty, take it down a notch with a graphic equalizer. Well, the perfect place to do that is in a disc player or in some kind of digital device like a DAC. But in particular, a disc player, and I'll tell you why. When we play a disc, there is an ID number on that disc. So we know when you play it, we can look at that reference number. We can go out on the internet. We can find all the information about it. We can bring back the cover art, et cetera, et cetera. And the next time you play it, if the machine is smart, it knows, hey, I've seen that before. I know this one. So imagine that in a device like a transport, you are able to take and EQ on an individual basis tracks or entire CDs. And so that you get them the way you want and then hit remember. Now, nothing has changed on the CD. The digits are all the same, but we've enhanced the sound to it in a number of different ways that will be remembered by the transport. So the next time you play it, it's going to sound a hell of a lot better because of that EQ, and you haven't permanently EQ'd the system, you've EQ'd the track or the album. And we're also going to make it so that when you rip that, if you put that EQ in and you rip that and store it on our server, it will remember that profile, and then when you play it on the server, it'll also do that. So I think the future of EQ, when applied properly, is pretty good, and I support it in the right circumstances. So there's probably an answer you didn't expect. It's me. All right. Thanks, Jeff, and I'll talk to you all tomorrow. Bye.